Bombshell alert! Anfield in absolute chaos. Prepare yourselves, Liverpool faithful, because what you're about to witness will shake the very foundations of our beloved club. Tonight, we're delivering 4 earth-shattering stories that will leave every Red speechless, furious, and desperate for answers. From devastating tragedies that have torn our hearts apart to shocking transfer betrayals that threaten to destroy everything we've built, Anfield is facing its darkest hour in recent memory. We're talking about emotional tributes that will make you weep, legendary figures paying their respects in ways you've never seen before, and a transfer war that could rip our squad apart just when we thought we were untouchable. But here's the kicker. Stay until the end, because the last story nobody saw coming. Tonight we're diving deep into the behind-the-scenes drama, exposing shocking transfer plots, revealing internal controversies, and uncovering decisions that will change Liverpool's destiny forever. From heartbreaking farewells to explosive boardroom battles, this is Liverpool like you've never seen it before. The football world stands still as tragedy strikes at the very heart of our beloved Liverpool family, sending shockwaves through every corner of Anfield and beyond. In scenes that will forever be etched in the memory of every Red, our club prepares to honor 2 souls whose lives were tragically cut short in the most devastating circumstances imaginable. The entire football community watches in stunned silence as Liverpool prepares for what promises to be the most emotional tribute in the club's modern history. Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva will be remembered in a ceremony that will leave not a single dry eye at Deepdale this Sunday. The Portuguese winger, who has been the heartbeat of our attack for years, along with his beloved brother, perished in a horrific car accident in Spain that has left the football world in complete shock. The tragedy occurred as Diogo was making his way back to England, following medical advice to travel by car instead of plane due to recent lung surgery after Portugal's Nations League triumph. The details of that fateful night paint a picture of pure horror. On the A52 near Zamora, approximately 350 kilometers from their intended destination, disaster struck with devastating consequences. A burst tire during an overtaking maneuver caused the vehicle to lose control, resulting in a catastrophic crash followed by a fire that claimed both lives instantly. Spanish Civil Guard investigations have pointed to possible excessive speed as a contributing factor to this nightmare that has torn our hearts apart. This Sunday's friendly against Preston North End will be transformed into something far more profound than any ordinary match. Before kickoff at 3 p.m. BST, "You'll Never Walk Alone" will echo through Deepdale in a version that will surely bring tears to every supporter's eyes. Preston, showing the class that defines football at its purest, will lay a wreath alongside the visiting Liverpool fans, creating a moment of unity that transcends club boundaries. A minute's silence will be observed, with digital tributes displayed on screens and LED boards throughout the stadium. Both sets of players will wear black armbands as a mark of respect, whilst Preston has created a commemorative edition of their match program featuring written tributes to Diogo and Andre. The impact of this tragedy extends far beyond the football pitch, reminding us all that some things in life are infinitely more important than any game. Our thoughts and prayers remain with the families affected by this devastating loss, and Sunday's tribute will serve as a testament to the brotherhood that exists within the beautiful game. The ceremony will undoubtedly be one of the most moving moments in recent Liverpool history, as we say farewell to a player who gave everything for our club and a brother who meant the world to him. This is football at its most raw and emotional, where sporting rivalries are set aside in favor of human compassion and respect. In scenes that would move even the hardest of hearts, a Liverpool legend has stepped forward to pay tribute in the most touching and personal way imaginable. The image of this iconic figure, surrounded by young hopefuls from the academy, walking solemnly towards a memorial that has become a shrine of grief and remembrance, represents everything that makes our club special. This wasn't just another public appearance or media obligation. This was genuine, heartfelt emotion from someone who understands what it means to bleed red. Steven Gerrard, the man who embodies everything Liverpool stands for, led several young players from his academy to the memorial erected at Anfield in honor of Diogo Jota and Andre Silva. The sight of our former captain, a man who has seen it all in football, taking time to pay his respects alongside the next generation of hopefuls, perfectly captures the soul of our club. Gerrard, who knows better than anyone what it means to carry the hopes and dreams of Liverpool supporters, made this gesture not for the cameras or the headlines, but because it was the right thing to do. The memorial at Anfield has become a place of pilgrimage for fans from around the world, with flowers, scarves, and messages of condolence creating a sea of red that stretches as far as the eye can see. But it's not just Liverpool fans who have been moved to pay their respects. Over recent days, numerous sporting figures have made their way to similar memorials, including the Wolverhampton squad led by Vitor Pereira, who left flowers at the mural outside Molineux that has stood since last week. The tragic circumstances that led to this devastating loss continue to haunt everyone connected to football. Diogo Jota was traveling back to England in the early hours of Thursday morning, but had been advised to make the journey by car rather than plane due to health reasons. Following his recent lung surgery, which took place after Portugal's Nations League victory, medical professionals recommended avoiding air travel to prevent complications from cabin pressure. The plan was to reach Santander in Spain, then board a ferry to Portsmouth, a journey of approximately 30 hours. Instead, fate intervened in the most cruel way possible. The fatal accident occurred on the A52 near Zamora, approximately 350 kilometers from their destination. A burst tire during an overtaking maneuver caused the vehicle to lose control and crash, followed by a fire that claimed both lives. The latest findings from the Spanish Civil Guard investigation suggest excessive speed may have been a contributing factor to this nightmare that has shaken the football world to its core. The funeral, held last Saturday in Gondomar, attracted personalities from across the sporting world. Representatives from Liverpool and Penafiel, where Diogo and André played respectively, joined numerous Portuguese internationals in paying their final respects. Notably absent was Cristiano Ronaldo, though the reasons for his absence remain unclear. Diogo Jota had been representing Liverpool since the 2020-2021 season, making 182 appearances and scoring 62 goals for the Reds. His journey to Anfield began in Portugal with Paços de Ferreira, before a transfer to Atletico Madrid led to a loan spell at FC Porto for one season. Another loan followed, this time to Wolverhampton in the Championship, where he eventually signed permanently for $14 million. After 2 more seasons with Wolves, Liverpool secured his services for approximately $45 million, where he spent the last 5 seasons, including the recent Premier League triumph. The timing of this tragedy makes it even more heartbreaking. At just 28 years old, Diogo had recently won his second Nations League with Portugal and had married on June 22nd, leaving behind 3 children. He was preparing for his 6th season at Anfield, ready to continue writing his legacy in red. Instead, we're left with memories of a player who gave everything for our club and a reminder that football, ultimately, is just a game. The storm clouds are gathering over Anfield as our worst nightmares threaten to become reality in the most devastating way possible. Behind closed doors, a ruthless campaign is being orchestrated to tear apart the very fabric of our attack, with one of European football's most predatory clubs setting their sights on a player who has become absolutely fundamental to everything we do. The whispers have turned to shouts, the rumors have become concrete proposals, and what seemed unthinkable just weeks ago is now staring us directly in the face. Bayern Munich have launched their assault on Luis Diaz, and the German giants are not messing about. According to reports from Bild, the Bavarians are preparing to table a $52 million offer for our Colombian wizard, a move that represents everything wrong with modern football's transfer merry-go-round. This isn't just any player we're talking about. This is the man who has electrified Anfield with his pace, skill, and sheer determination since arriving from Porto. This is the player who has become the heartbeat of our left flank, the one who can turn a game on its head with a single moment of brilliance. The audacity of Bayern's approach is staggering, but what makes this situation even more infuriating is the timing. Just as we're building something special, just as the pieces are falling into place for another assault on multiple trophies, the vultures circle overhead, ready to pick apart our squad with their obscene financial muscle. The German club's reputation for getting what they want makes this threat even more real, even more dangerous to our ambitions. But here's where the story takes a turn that will either fill you with relief or absolute dread, depending on how you look at it. Liverpool's hierarchy have slammed the door shut on any negotiations with Bayern Munich. According to Ben Jacobs, the Reds have refused to even entertain discussions about our Colombian magician, maintaining an ironclad stance that Diaz is absolutely not for sale at any price. The club's message is crystal clear. Luis Diaz is going nowhere, and Bayern can take their $52 million and find another target. However, and this is where things get really complicated, the player himself hasn't closed the door on a potential move. Reports suggest that Diaz wouldn't be opposed to a switch to the Bundesliga champions and has already given Bayern the green light should a deal materialize. At 28 years old, this could represent his last opportunity to experience a different league, a different culture, and potentially even higher wages in Germany. News 3. The numbers from last season tell the story of just how crucial Diaz has become to our system. 17 goals and 5 assists in 50 appearances might not scream superstar to the casual observer, but anyone who watches Liverpool regularly knows that his contribution goes far beyond mere statistics. His pace stretches defenses, his dribbling creates space for others, and his work rate epitomizes everything about our high-intensity approach under the current management. This transfer saga represents a perfect storm of conflicting interests. Liverpool desperately want to keep their prized asset. Bayern are determined to add another world-class player to their ranks, and Diaz finds himself caught in the middle of a tug-of-war that could define the next phase of his career. The fact that he's not completely opposed to the move adds another layer of complexity to an already delicate situation. What makes this potential departure even more painful is the connection Diaz has forged with the Liverpool faithful. From the moment he arrived from Porto, he understood what it meant to wear the red shirt. His celebrations, his commitment, his willingness to track back and defend. Everything about his game screams Liverpool through and through. Losing him would be like losing a piece of our identity, a reminder that in modern football, loyalty often takes a back seat to ambition and financial considerations. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining whether Liverpool can fend off this latest assault on our squad. With Bayern's resources and reputation for getting their man, this battle is far from over, regardless of our current stance. The question now is whether our resolve will hold firm or whether we'll be forced to watch another key player slip through our fingers.
Subscribe to our channel, like it so you don't miss the latest news in real time from your favorite club. Until the next video.